Welcome to episode 236 of the Reptile Gumbo podcast. Are you okay?
Did you not see Robert's face just then?
No, I did not.
He had the Frankenstein's monster that he made up on the screen, and then you said, "And we're live," and he just like jerked it off the screen really. I was like, "My bad."
But now I have my little friend Deadpool.
And I was trying really hard not to laugh because you hate when we mess up your introduction.
I'm still half
It's
asleep.
like my favorite thing to do.
I know, it's so fun to annoy him.
Oh, I forgot to mention I have a Chinese alligator downstairs.
Yeah.
Anybody in the chat yet?
Not yet.
Not
You
yet.
get to take him on his first educational experience.
We'll get to that. Let's do our intro. Oh, there's a sea anal side.
Oh my gosh.
That's their name. I just don't understand
their name.
I'm pretty sure. Robert, hey, how do you say that name?
Canal Side Exotics.
What Aaron? What are you talking about?
It's sea anal side exotics.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're the only one that sees it the wrong way, Katie.
Their name might be like D Nice or
Oh, let's get our sponsor stuff out of the way, Katie. Go.
Lil's Shop of Horrors operates a commercial feeder breeder facility based out of San Antonio, Texas, and they specialize in rats, mice, dubia roaches, Madagascar hissing cockroaches, and more. As feeder breeders, they focus on the nutritional needs of the animals that consume them. They provide feeders for everyone, from first-time keepers with just one snake to large-scale breeding operations with many animals, as well as supplying pet shops. No order is too large or too small. Feel free to place an order via their website or any of their social media pages at Lil's Shop of Horror. Email them directly through their inquiries page at lilsshopofhorrors.com.
Yeah, go check out Lewis at Lil's Shop of Horrors for all your feeder needs. Let's get over to Herp's Reptile shows. The next Herp's Reptile show is Rosenberg, which is November 2nd, November 3rd. I'll be there. Katie may be there. Robert will be putting his head between women's large
I
breasts
do not know that. Don't say that.
while trying not to get stabbed with swords.
no, the swords have to be peace tied, so you can't have your swords out.
Oh, there
You can't whip your swords out at the ring
Not
fit.
that sword.
Lord.
Okay.
I don't carry a sword. I carry a battle axe.
That's fun.
Gotcha. I would just carry a gun and be a time traveler.
There you
Fuck
go.
it. I win. Anyways, that's November 2nd, November 3rd. We'll be there. I'll have a table set up. I'll have animals. Please come by a boa if you're in the area. A boa's great. I need to see if I can get these baby sand boas eaten before that. They've now shed. Got to figure out how I'm going to separate them out. 21 babies in like 6 cages. But please come by a sand boa.
JT said just remind him. He can probably bring it tomorrow.
I will send JT a message and remind him. Or Katie can do it while she's on her phone.
I'll do it right now.
That I need a rack.
Okay.
I get to that scene. Also coming up November 9th, November 10th is Sulphur, Louisiana. West Monroe, Louisiana, November 9th, 16th and 17th. Oof, can't read. Denison, Texas, November 23rd, November 24th. Austin, Texas, December 7th, December 8th. We may or may go to that. I don't know yet. If we go, it'll be just like to go hang out and see folks.
It depends on what else we have going on that weekend.
Yeah, and I haven't been to Austin and show in a while. Slidell, Louisiana, December 14th, December 15th. Oklahoma is the first show of the year at Oklahoma City, January 11th, January 12th. And then Longview, Texas, January 18th and January 19th. That's one I haven't been to in forever.
Which one?
Longview. I think since we moved here.
Yeah, it's far now for us, though.
It's probably the same distance.
Really?
It may be closer.
Mm.
What's Longview from here?
About 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it's probably the same distance. From where we're in Louisiana.
Might be closer to 4.
No, where we were in Louisiana, it was 2.5.
Oh. We can go get grilled cheese, though.
If we go to Longview, we're close enough to Shreveport.
Yeah, I know what you're going for. A straw pie.
It's true.
We're going to get pie.
But yeah.
Yeah, 3 hours, 40 minutes to Longview.
That's not bad. I could go to that show again at some point.
But that drive sucks to Longview.
Does it?
It is. It's
you go through a ton of East Texas small towns and you have to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
That's always fun. You don't like speed traps? Speed traps are so much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, come see us at the Rosenberg. Come see me at the Rosenberg show.
I'm sure I'll be there at least one of the days. I just don't know which day yet.
there's a chance that I may have some little 3D printed people on my table.
Dude, go lay down.
If someone has some for me to put on my table, I'll put them on my table. And some bowls, some food dishes, and some other things.
Yep.
Sure, we can make it happen.
And boas. Come by boas.
Speaking of boas, if you haven't gotten your US ARC email, the boa design won. And
fuck you, ball pythons.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to get out from under whatever rock you're under. But
fuck you, ball pythons.
Boa constrictor t-shirt design won by 71% of the vote.
Did I mention fuck you, ball pythons? I love that. I think that is pure. It's got to be people that are just tired of having ball pythons on everything.
It's very possible.
Sure.
That's got to be what it is. Which I appreciate because I'm looking forward to a US ARC boa shirt.
Yeah. You have the tortoise shirt.
I do.
I thought about getting the spider one.
I also, it drives me out when people say USARC. USARC.
What?
People all the time say USARC, and I'm like,
or us ARC.
It's US ARC. It's United States. Anyways, small soapbox. Also, check out Viv Tech products if you need any LED UVB light bulbs that last forever. These are still running here. Ooh, I need to. I just realized that my water jug over there is dry.
Dude.
Yeah, I need to put a new water jug over here for this.
Come on, man.
That's not Viv Tech. That just was in the room. Anyways, Viv Tech products
in that direction.
Use code Gumbo22 to save 15% on all your Viv Tech orders. Go get a bulb. Go get a smart device of some sort. They have the cameras, any of that stuff. Go get it at Viv Tech products. Also use code Reptile Gumbo at Cold Blood Caffeine on all of your coffee and tea purchases and save 10%. Plus 5% of the proceeds go to save the rainforest. So you can do some conservation and save some money. The link is over on our Facebook. Use our link because then we get money. I appreciate that. But go order some coffee, go order some tea. We've got to do that. I keep saying we're going to do that. We haven't done that. We're going to do that. Things get crazy. Anyways.
That's an understatement.
Old Sienna says, he looks, Katie. Sienna said they're used.
It doesn't matter if you're used to it. I've been saying a child's name wrong every day since the beginning of the year, and we're almost through the first 9 weeks.
You're a horrible person. I'm at least saying their business name right.
She spells it Jean.
Jen.
Jean.
Jean.
Is Jean, and then it's Iffer.
Jennifer.
She's Hispanic.
Jennifer.
And it's Jennifer. And
Jennifer?
So I've been calling her Jennifer all year. And she gets up at dismissal and comes to wherever she's supposed to come for her car because she's not one of my students. I have her at dismissal every day. And so one of my co-teachers who does have her in 4th grade was like, you've been saying that child's name wrong all year. And I can't trust a thing he says to me because he's like you and he knows I'm gullible. So I'm going to fall for it.
You got to pronounce it Jennifer.
And so he was telling me all these different ways to say her name correctly, none of which were how I was saying it. So at dismissal, when I called her name, I was like, hey, you come here. And she's like, what is it? I was like, how do you say your name? She said, Jennifer. And I said, no. Not how do I say your name.
You Mexican it all up for me and say it right.
I said, because that's not how it's spelled. She's like, well, no, it's Jennifer.
Jennifer.
But you can call me Jennifer. I'm like, that's not your name.
I'm not sure that's Hispanic. That seems like a white ass name.
Well,
misspelling Jennifer. That's a pretty white.
Yes.
Dude. I mean, I've seen.
It was funny, but we had she was the topic of lunch conversation for a good 10 minutes of our lunch today.
I would start having fun with it.
Because both of her teachers were in there, and one of them was like, no, that is not how you say her name. And he was like, it is absolutely how you say her name.
It's like the name Absidy, ABCDE.
Oh, God. I still stand firm that every hospital needs a naming committee, and you have to get your name passed by the naming committee before you can leave with your kid. Mm-hmm. Because that kid has to live with that name for the rest of their lives. You don't get to fuck up that kid for the rest of. I mean, you're already gonna fuck them up being their parent.
I also think it's really cool that not everybody has a middle name.
Yeah, my mother-in-law does not have a middle name.
Does that mean that they can't be like a serial killer?
I don't know.
Because serial killers, it's funny. You wonder if serial killers ever went by their middle name before they were a serial killer, or if it's once they're a serial killer, they're like, we have to say their middle name also.
What's Jeffrey Dahmer's middle name?
He ate it.
I was gonna say they just go by first and last name. Ted Bundy.
No, what about the Unabomber?
So you're giving me one example.
No, there's tons of them. There's tons. Now I got to search fucking serial killers. This is going to really set off some sort of filter on my phone.
Well, you had Coral Eugene Watts, John Wayne Gacy.
I spelled serial way wrong.
Did you spell it like the food?
No.
I spelled it with a C.
Did you really? James Lewis.
They have Jack the Ripper. See,
he's first and last name when I'm mad at him. That's how my co-teacher always knows if I'm aggravated with him, because I'm like, James Lewis, and she's like, oh, he got both names.
Yep.
I feel like more serial killers have gone by 3 names. I don't see them on here. There's a list on Wikipedia of serial killers.
But it's a cultural thing. And I was like, that's
being a serial killer?
Cool.
That seems weird.
No.
White people. First
name,
is
last name, no middle
that is
name.
kind of the culture I'm seeing here for serial killers. A lot of fucking white people.
Well, just because they're all crazy.
Robert, I hate to say this. If someone were to stereotype us, you and I would be serial killers.
Because you're large.
At least white men.
Okay, something I haven't told you guys.
That's why you have that freezer in your apartment.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have y'all watched the Dahmer series on Netflix that came out a couple years ago?
I know what happens. He ate them. I know the ending.
I've heard it was good though.
There's this part where the cops come to the door and he's like, "What are y'all doing in there?" And he's like, just gay stuff. But the way he says it is hilarious. You have to watch it, man. It's great.
But by the way, if you're tuning in, it's just the 3 of us tonight. This is,
and then every time, like, the cops are almost about to catch him because they smell like the rotten dudes in his apartment, he says that he had a freezer that got unplugged, and they buy that shit for a long time.
Jeez,
that's ridiculous.
Old Sienelside said he had to help bring his buddy's tortoise in today. Had to bring it upstairs. Ugh. How big was it? I wonder.
Their buddy named his kid Argyle. It seemed like the strange name, but that's a Scottish name.
Yeah, but it's a strange name for 2024.
So let's acknowledge the fact that the low tonight is supposed to drop below 50.
What?
No, into the 50s.
Oh.
Not below 50.
It's still great though.
Yeah.
What's the high tomorrow?
The high tomorrow is 91.
Yeah, okay.
So they were like, don't get excited and don't wear warm clothes when you leave the house. But
we get to pretend.
Today was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of nice days,
we've had extended recess both days this week.
This last Sunday was a nice day.
Ooh, next Wednesday, the low is 53 and the high is 80.
I'll believe it when it exists.
Saturday, it's 91 and 68, so it should be nice out there.
Kayaking.
Before we get to this weekend, I do, since we're talking about weather, for any of our listeners that are in the Florida area,
please be safe.
Please be safe. We hope you make it through and everything's fine. But Central Florida is about to get just rocked.
Yeah, it's back to a 5 again. Last I checked.
Yeah.
I'm guessing our cold snap or whatever they kept talking about is what pushed the storm from not coming here, because it was like at our back door basically.
Where does Kyle live?
And then it said fuck it, and it went back east.
37
Kyle
degrees.
37. Fuck off, Kyle. I'll see you.
Like I'm putting on pants.
40, you can fuck off too. Timothy, you can fuck off too.
Yeah, but Canal's had exotics in Canada, so like I totally get that.
That's true. You'd have to live in Canada to get weather like that. I'll pass.
In a heartbeat. They probably have better healthcare than we have.
Where is Kyle located at?
That's what I was wondering.
They have free healthcare.
See, we don't have to worry about all of our.
But then you have to buy milk in a bag and eat ketchup chips
for no deductibles.
And eat ketchup chips. I can't handle that.
We're only a month into our new year, and we've both already almost hit our deductible. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Anybody out there on Ozempic sucks, man. That shit is horrible.
Michigan.
I
don't like Michigan enough to.
And what sucks about Ozempic is I'm one of those weird people that's taking it for actually diabetes and not just to lose weight.
Yeah.
And that shit is killing me right now. I've lost 10 pounds in the last week, and it's not like, oh yeah, you lost 10 pounds. It is.
I looked at where you were.
I looked at what I weigh. I know what I weighed.
You've lost 10 pounds overall, but I've kept track of your weight loss.
She doesn't. She knows what it was. Anyways, I lost 10 pounds in a week due to lack of bodily fluids in my body. It's not fun. Someone's like, why do you keep doing that to yourself? I was like, because I don't want to lose a foot.
That is important because your numbers are worse than mine.
And I'll tell you though, if we go to the doctor and do blood work and my numbers didn't go down, fuck this shit.
I don't understand why you're having to do blood work next week when you haven't been on it long enough. Like my doctor doesn't want me coming back until January.
Yes, Norm, the side effects suck. But
she wants me on it a full.
But I'm hoping I'm
6
on the other
months.
side of the side effects because Katie went through it about 2 weeks ahead of me and she had the same issue. So I'm hoping that it's almost gone.
Oh yeah, I'm good now.
Causes we don't have hurricanes and tornadoes happen once a decade. Although the Ingleside said they had some tornadoes there this year in Canada.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, hurricanes do suck, Kyle, but you know what we don't have to deal with every year?
Michigan fans. Sorry.
That is true. We don't have to deal with Michigan fans. And snow. I don't feel like shoveling shit at all.
So much snow.
Yes, look, Seattle had 4 tornadoes touch down in a month.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I just don't think tornadoes when I think Canada.
Oh.
Anyways. So yeah, this past weekend on Sunday, we took a Reptile Gumbo podcast field trip.
Took a field trip.
We went to the Houston Zoo. So I want to thank one of our amazing listeners who got us our microphones. I appreciate those. We got those little wireless lav mics. Those were awesome.
And you want to thank your awesome wife.
And my wife's okay too. But we got an awesome gimbal for our cell phone to film everything on, which is, yes, a better quality picture than what you're getting with this camera. I apologize. Cell phones are just...
I guess that's what I'm updating next. Is that it? This camera will be upgraded next.
Upgraded this one. But we went and we filmed a thing at the zoo. We did a live from the zoo for a little bit.
I love how he says we, and it was 100% him.
Robert was there.
Robert was there. Robert and I did not film anything.
But he was with me. We went and talked about stuff.
Oh, that's true. He did talk more than I did.
Some of the stuff I kept. Some of the stuff I just put music on, and it's just like pretty picture or pretty video and stuff. But some of the good stuff we kept doing there. So I'm in the process of editing that video. It is for our...
Did they freeze? They looks like they froze. Well, sorry, I'm not going to carry on. I'm just going to sit here till they come back.
Really sad.
I know. We're back.
Because it's not very old computer.
It's not a very old computer, but that's the problem with computers. Anyways, so we shot video at the Houston Zoo, focused mainly on the reptiles. So we went to the reptile house and we showed the Komodo dragons and we showed the Galapagos exhibit, and we recorded all of that. And I should be done editing that video tonight, and it will go up for our Patreon members only. So if you want to see it, if you want to join our Patreon, I'm gonna start posting videos. We're gonna do that. We got this weekend we have World Conservation Day, which I will definitely be going around filming some of that for it, which we all three will be at that, working our butts off. The week after that, we have Texas Carpet Fest, which all three of us will be at that, and I will definitely be recording a lot of stuff from Texas Carpet Fest. Looking forward to that.
So Kyle says, are we using Katie's computer now? We actually were just talking about that, how we meant to do that, and then
we didn't.
Life happened, and it didn't.
That's why the internet went out. It's still mine. Mine doesn't like me. But I'm almost 100% positive it's the computer. And then we'll also go to Crocodile Encounter. We'll go to Brazos Bend so we can film some alligators in the wild. So we're going to do a lot and put it up over on our Patreon page. So this past weekend, it was great weather. We had a lot of fun at the zoo. I assume Robert had fun. He was there.
We did have a good time.
And now I can't hear him.
He muted himself.
He muted himself. Or muted him for...
Oh, it may have muted him when we...
There he is.
I did it when y'all froze up. I'm like, I'm not going to keep talking. I'm just going to mute till they come back.
It's funny.
Oh, but we had a lot of fun. Like I said, we showed off the zoo. The one thing we didn't show because we had to get out of there. We had some stuff we had to do, but the one little aquarium building, we didn't go with that one. So, and also, once I post the video up on Patreon for any of y'all that are Patreon members, watch it and let me know what you think. This is our first video that we've done that is a non-podcast, and it's just us walking around. Do you want more talking? Less talking, just music. What do you want to see? What would you like for us to talk about? Any that kind of, just give us some feedback. I'll take any feedback unless it's from Chris Eaton. Everyone else take feedback from.
Your dad said you were that loser that walks around with a camera now.
I was. It is weird. It's a weird thing to walk around filming yourself. But that one wasn't so much filming ourselves a ton. We were filming more of the cages. We didn't really flip it around on ourselves a ton. So
I will say though, I loved being at the zoo Sunday because I got to watch you and Robert nerd out over all the exhibits. And I got to watch Joe be super excited with all of her photography that she was doing.
Yeah.
And I got to sit on benches and read my book. So, I mean, it was a great day for all involved. It's not that I don't love going to the zoo. It's just, it's one of those things where when you like, because we try to go like once a month.
We haven't in a while. Well,
we haven't because it's been hot.
Now that it's getting,
but now that it's cooler, we will use our membership and we'll go once a month, and we will take people that have never been before. Like, hey, let's go to the zoo. I can get you in for free. And because we go so frequently, there's certain exhibits that I want to see. And then after I see what I want, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go sit. You go do what you want.
This is our first time going since they've opened up the Birds of the World exhibit.
Love Birds of the World. Nakia, if you're in the Houston area, which I think you are, let me know and we'll go.
She's not just in the Houston area. I think she's like within like 15 minutes of us.
Oh, cool. Well, we can go to the zoo. I guess we could do that. Any of our listeners that are close to us, if y'all want to plan a zoo day, I can take 10 people.
Can you do 10 and I can also do 10 with my pass?
So we did that last year for an event. I forget because we did it with somebody because
she's in West Pearland. That's
because you hung out with somebody. And so I went through with a handful of people and then James came through and we ended up getting 2 extra people in. So I don't really know how that works. And I'd hate to like try it and it not work.
Right.
So Nakia is like 15 minutes away from us.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do that.
If she's in West Pearland, we're basically in West Pearland.
Maybe in November, when I actually have some free weekends, we can say, hey, if you are a Reptile Gumbo podcast listener and you
are a zoo day
and you are close, let's go hang out at the zoo together. And as long as there's 10 people or less, I can get you in free on my card.
Well, next month we're taking Sajak.
Well, maybe we could plan a day and he can meet a bunch of friends.
That'd be cool.
Can make friends.
But they opened up a new Birds of the World exhibit.
It's real. I don't like birds, and I loved this exhibit.
It was 3 very large flight cages. You had a North American flight cage, which is cool because they have blue jays. I like blue jays. You had a really awesome African flight cage, which had
that one was my favorite.
Vultures and storks and cranes and all sorts of stuff in there. And they have this giant wildebeest skeleton. Or water buffalo skeleton.
No, it was a Cape Buffalo.
Cape Buffalo skeleton. And then you had a South American one, which is where their flamingos. If you've ever been to the Houston Zoo, their old flamingo exhibit is where all of this is built. But it was really nice. I thought it was really good. It was the first time we saw it. I did very little recording in there, but there's some of that in our video that's going to go up on Patreon. Hopefully up tonight or tomorrow. Because I still got to edit the podcast from last week. I apologize.
I really hope they eventually update that chimpanzee exhibit.
I feel like that.
I don't know. That one's probably that's probably not that old, I'd imagine, as far as the zoo goes.
Yeah, it just seems really barren. Like chimpanzees they're a jungle animal, and that thing there's not a leaf in that place.
Yeah, I think it's just hard. Well, they can't really grow too tall because they don't want it to get too tall near the walls, I guess. And they got and they'll tear down a lot of it too, unfortunately.
Yep. Yeah. Chimps are such intelligent, like sentient animals that seeing them just sitting there like bored out of their mind was, I don't know. It was the only thing I did not really enjoy on Sunday was seeing. I love chimpanzees, but I did not enjoy seeing them.
Well, that was one we talked about there. I said as someone, I'm a huge proponent of zoos, and PETA can fuck off. Yeah, I hate all zoos. And it does feel weird with chimpanzees, gorillas having them. But again, like I said, I think a lot of it is unfortunately a necessary evil to an extent, because with a lot of those things, if those things people don't see them on a regular basis, if they don't see them ever, they just ignore they ever exist. An inner city kid who's never seen a chimpanzee, it's hard to explain a chimpanzee to them because
he is right. Chimpanzees are they're frightening animals. They are. Yes. I mean, very frightening. If you watch that new Chimp Crazy series, I just finished listening to the Joe Rogan episode with the guys who made it because they also did Tiger King, and when they attack a human, it's like they go for the face and for your private areas and bite them off, which just does not seem.
I'll pass.
Yeah,
I'd
rather just a tiger bite me in the neck and to be over with.
I'm sticking with Samboas. My Samboas have never aimed up.
Right.
Although I do need to say this. It's important that you don't work in your reptile room naked. Just don't do that. That's a rule I like to follow.
I was going to say, when have you ever
I
done
don't.
that?
It's one of my main rules.
I thought that was weird.
Don't work in the reptile room naked.
It's like you shouldn't cook naked.
Definitely shouldn't cook bacon naked. That get painful. Some places you just don't want some burns. Anyways, so yeah, some of the things at the zoo, there were they changed the reptile house around a little bit. Part of it was closed down. So I'm kind of wondering the whole part that was closed down was dart frogs, and someone we know is now in charge of that section, and she does dart frogs. We may have to get her on here, see if she can talk about work.
And maybe if we did a Reptile Gumbo podcast day, she could give us some type of specialized program or tour. I'm gonna text her.
Sounds good to me. But yeah, so that was this past weekend. Go join our Patreon if you want. Well, like I said, we're gonna start loading videos up there. That is our goal, to start loading things up there that are not loaded over on YouTube or on Facebook. So I want to give our Patreon members something else to watch. And again, if there's a place you want us to go, or that's within reason, let us know. We'll show you. If you just want to go see some of the places that we've talked about, if you just want, I'm going to start doing a lot more kind of one-on-one at booths at expos. So like going to people and looking at things at their booth and talking to them at their booth, along with us still doing our expo interviews, which by the way, Conroe interviews are going out next week, because next week is our fall break. So we'll be off next week. But we will put our Conroe, and there's some good Conroe interviews in there. We didn't do any interviews because that was the day that you.
That was the day I was dying.
That's right. That
Stupid Ozempic. I was dying.
Jesus. Sienna says that it doesn't matter naked or not. They got bit by the junk by a baby retic right through their shorts.
Guys,
Get Samboas. Don't get retics. Get Samboas. Samboas are better and less likely to bite your junk.
Yeah, if you get bit in the junk by a Samboa, it's because you were trying to fuck a Samboa.
That is true. Don't.
I mean, that's
PSA.
about the only way that's going to
please,
happen.
Please don't fuck Samboas.
Yeah.
Kyle said, I thought my dog's jumping up into my balls when he gets excited was bad. No, that's bad too.
Sounds awful.
Oh, so speaking of zoos, our question, it got posted today. It's been a crazy week.
There's 3 days till fall break.
Fuck yeah.
We're almost there.
Y'all are out next week?
Yes.
We got to go.
I'm going to sleep for at least 2 days.
So
I would say that I would take some vacation next week because I have 3 weeks to burn, but my other manager is going to be in Croatia on a fucking yacht next week. So
we've got to go to Louisiana for a couple of days and get the house ready to sell.
Yeah.
Well, we just have to finish getting it empty.
Yeah.
And then
the cleaner would help y'all.
And then the cleaner comes in, and then
I gotta bring up my third kayak.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll end up taking both vehicles. Please don't fuck.
Oh, unplugged it.
Well, yeah, don't like in the case of don't fuck any animals, but please don't fuck Samboas.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So our question that we posted was, and we've kind of asked this before, but it was a little different. Which zoo is your favorite? So that was the first question. And then what is your favorite exhibit at that zoo and why? Because sometimes my favorite zoo may not have my favorite exhibits. So there's that. Timothy said the Smithsonian National Zoo is the best one I've visited so far. All around the enclosure size and detail to natural habitat are very impressive. It was the first big zoo I visited. The Cuban crocodiles and Fiji banded iguana exhibit were impressive because of how natural it looked. The Cuban croc exhibit was
Looks like they're frozen again.
formative stuff.
And that's what I like about it so much.
I don't remember the Cuban croc exhibit. I know like in there because the Smithsonian has an old school reptile house, very much like Houston, although there's probably older.
Mhm.
And I remember there's the crocodile with some crocs and gargoyles at the end of the hallway inside,
Mhm.
but I don't remember. I don't know. It's a cool reptile. Overall, I love the Smithsonian Zoo. One, it's free. It's fucking free. That's the best part about
Is it really?
If you go to DC. Yeah,
Mhm.
all the Smithsonian
That's
stuff
cool.
is free. The zoo, every museum, free.
Oh,
Let me think. Maybe one pay museum. I can't remember which.
It depends on like the Smithsonian museums
Are all free.
are free.
Yeah.
But if you go to like the Postal Museum, which is a very cool museum, by the way.
Okay, stop that.
Um,
There's no
the-
way the Postal Museum
It's
is
so
really
fun. No, I took Joe. We had a great time. We learned all
cool.
about
Joe was also 4. She had a great time doing everything at 4. Take her
Well,
now and see how it goes.
and we went to the
Take 13-year-old. 13-year-old Joe would be like, why the fuck are we looking at postcards?
wasn't just postcards. It was all about how the postal system worked and how it started.
Or
and how
doesn't work? Is that the important thing? Look, this is where your packages get lost. This is how we break them.
What was it was the building museum.
Just a room full of boxes that have been crushed.
I'm trying to remember the name of the Spy Museum is really cool. We
Yeah, that
didn't
could be
take
cool.
you.
That could be
You
cool.
weren't with us
The
on that
what?
trip. The Spy Museum in Washington, D.C. That one's really cool too.
But it's hard to find.
And it's across. No, that one's across.
Very tricky. It's
I think
hidden.
it's the building museum.
You go down an alleyway, knock on a door 3 times.
That one was fun because that was the one that had the massive ball pit for that one summer that we were there. I don't think you were with us on that
No, I
trip
wasn't on
either.
the trip.
You missed a lot of good trips, man,
Did I really?
to see your grandparents.
Why you gotta say that? Now they're dead. No,
Joe and I would
messed
go
up.
every summer. I talked
Wait a
about
minute.
them
Wait a
in
minute.
class
Wait a minute.
today.
It's sad, Katie.
Oh, hush. Hush up.
My grandmother's dead.
Don't even.
I'm gonna cry.
Whatever. Stop it.
Anyways, moving on. But yeah, all the Smithsonian stuff's free. So if you go to DC, there's tons of free stuff. But the zoo is cool. It's a walk. It is. You don't
That was
realize,
an
but it is.
all day thing.
It is an uphill, downhill walk in all different
San
directions.
Diego Zoo is.
But
I've heard the San Diego Zoo, you really
this-
need 2 days.
well, the Smithsonian also has
For sure.
at the Smithsonian at the National Zoo they have that cool South American building where they have these huge rainforest inside. And I love any indoor rainforest where they have arapaima. I think arapaima are the coolest freaking fish. So, but that's a fun one. And like, there's a sloth somewhere in there, and you're lucky if you get to see the sloth. Like every now and then there's a docent that goes, "Hey, that sloth is in the tree up there," and you can kind of find it. But that's cool. And my problem with the National Zoo is they closed my favorite exhibit because if you've ever been to the National Zoo, the back side of the reptile house goes downstairs, and that's where they used to have the invert house. And the invert house was awesome because they had giant Pacific octopus, which was cool to see. Last time we were there, they had baby cuttlefish. I fucking love cuttlefish. I think they're amazing. They had, as you walk out on either side of you, there's these giant planters full of big giant orb weaver spiders that are not enclosed. They could walk out if they wanted to, but they have these webs in there. They closed the invert house several years back, and that made me sad. So, yeah, Timothy, it's hard to see everything of that zoo in one day. It's rough.
Yeah.
We saw baby
sounds
bears last time we were there. Remember there were baby spectacle bears running around?
that
That's
was
cool.
so
Yeah.
fun.
We sat down and they were
so hyper.
the mom was just kind of like sitting in the middle of the yard staring at it, and they were running everywhere, chasing each
Oh
other
my
and falling
gosh.
over stuff. It was hilarious.
It was very funny. That was we sat there for a long time and just watched. And it was good
So,
weather.
There's that one. Let's see. Carl said, haven't been in forever, but the San Diego Zoo, which we'll talk about in a minute because I know Robert's going to talk about it. The San Diego Zoo was magical as a kid. The pandas were awesome. Also saw pandas at the Atlanta Zoo. I'm going to crush everybody's hopes and dreams, and I don't think pandas are that cool. One,
Oh, black and white pandas.
well, giant pandas.
Giant pandas.
Black and white. That's pretty racist.
You know what I
Katie.
mean?
Pretty racist.
You know what I mean? I couldn't remember the word that went in front of the word panda. It was giant. I
Giant.
couldn't remember the word.
I don't get they're not that entertaining, and I kind of think we need to let them just go extinct, guys. I don't know why we keep saving them. Every video of a panda is them falling over or falling out of shit.
They're not very smart.
They're a super specialist. They only eat like one thing, and they can't really digest that one thing very well.
Yeah. Had it not been for human like interaction and humans stepping in, I think they would have become extinct.
I don't know. Also, we're probably we are part of the reason they were going extinct. But
100%.
But I just don't get it. And the National Zoo had them, and they took them away. China took them back.
China took all of them back.
Atlanta
from the
took
United
Atlanta's
States.
back, yeah.
It was not
They're
just
gone.
DC.
I'm gonna tell you, I think red pandas are cooler. And granted, they're not a panda. They're actually in their own little classification group. But I like red pandas better.
They are fun. Our poor little ones at the Houston Zoo are battling with allergies and molting right now, though, and
It's very hard being a
It's-
being a zookeeper and then having animals that are going through an illness on view, because then every guest feels like they're the first one to tell you, did you see?
oh
Do you
yeah,
know?
like, and you just looked at, like, you could look at this sweet little red panda and know, like,
It's allergies.
it was allergies, and you know it, like, this poor
Timothy,
little
the
thing doesn't feel
Smithsonian's
good.
getting pandas again.
I heard that the pandas are.
They better
There was an issue with China, but now
China.
things are better, and now
Well,
pandas are coming back to the
because they
States.
have that giant panda building and exhibit, and it's all made purely for pandas.
That was your grandmother's one of her favorite parts of the zoo.
The pandas.
Oh yeah,
That's because everyone up
she
there
wanted to see the pandas and she wanted to see the elephants.
That's
and then
because
after
everyone
that,
up
she
there
didn't
that
care.
grew up there went ape shit when they got pandas, because that was the big thing for them.
Mhm.
And breeding pandas.
Oh, dude, when I was in San Diego, and when I moved there in '99, that's when they had their, I think, first or second baby born, and it was all the news talked about for weeks was the baby panda.
They don't do it for me. As far as every animal in the zoo, pandas are at the bottom. Like, I think, is it Memphis? Memphis is cooler because they have fucking grizzly bears and polar bears, and their grizzly bear exhibit at Memphis is fucking huge. Put your phone away and pay attention.
I'm doing podcast shit.
It's about giant pandas. No one
Yeah.
cares about giant pandas. But grizzly bears and polar bears, seeing them in person, the grizzly bear exhibit at Memphis is massive. And then seeing a polar bear up next to the glass, it's a huge bear. It's cool. I think those are neater to see.
Where were we?
On Earth.
Oh, I know where we were.
On Earth.
We were at the Ripley's Aquarium in Gatlinburg.
When we saw what?
I was thinking about different exhibits that we saw, and I was trying to remember the one that had the sand with the camera, and you
Oh,
could
that was really
adjust
cool.
the sand. But I was like, because we visit a lot of aquariums,
I love
so
aquariums.
I try to, like, okay, were
Okay.
we at a zoo? Or
I love
were we at
aquariums
an
because
aquarium?
I'm fat and it's air conditioned.
I mean, yeah, but
So aquarium's awesome. No, but that was a cool one. It was a sand table, but there was a camera above it that could tell how far the sand was from the camera.
mhm.
And as you move the sand around, if you hollowed it out and moved it away, it turned that area into water. And if you built it up, it turned it into an island. And
then
the
a
more,
volcano.
the more you built it up, it became a volcano and then an island full of.
Well, and once we figured out how
Animals.
the table worked, and we showed the kids that were at the table, then, like, they realized how it worked.
Yeah, you
and
could,
then
like,
it got really fun.
You could make a river if you just.
Because we
open
thought it
up.
was just a fun sand table to play in, and until we realized, oh wait,
It does shit.
yeah.
It was really cool. It projected this picture down onto it, knew how far away. Anyways,
But I've been sitting here and
That's
I'm like,
cool.
where were we?
Yeah.
Where were we? What exhibit? Because
because that was the
they had really
island,
cool.
Ring of Fire exhibit. It was
Yes.
about islands.
And I was like, where were we that
They
we
had-
saw that
they had-
exhibit this
They had
summer?
Maui's fish hook thing
Mhm.
from Moana.
Mhm.
They also had a cuttlefish.
Yes,
I
that
fucking-
was fun.
I fucking love cuttlefish.
Anyways, that was an aquarium, not a zoo.
It still
but
counts. We're taking it.
Anybody talk about?
I mean, aquarium really is a zoo if you think about it.
It's a zoo. It's an indoor zoo. We're good.
Mhm.
Our buddy Becca over at the Learning Zoo said the Houston Zoo's Galapagos exhibit, everything is so intentional down to the painted poop that streaks down the rocks.
That's
Uh,
fun.
Again, if you watch our video that's going to get posted tonight or tomorrow on our Patreon, we filmed in the Galapagos. I filmed the outside of it.
Cacti that we thought were real, that is not real.
Yeah, they're
that
fake.
was crazy.
Speaking of our
What?
friend that works at the zoo, she just posted that they're looking for a full-time herpetology keeper.
They don't make enough money.
They don't make
I
any
know,
money.
no doubt.
So hey, messenger
I'm gonna
messenger and ask her how much it makes.
I'm gonna look
I'm
it
gonna
up.
look it up online.
Just message her and ask her.
I'm
Say-
looking it up now.
It's gonna be somewhere around 40 max, which would be a $25,000 pay decrease. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd much rather deal with those animals than teenagers, but I'm gonna have to win the lottery so I can do that. Anyways, Becca said the Galapagos exhibit. I will say the fake cactuses at the Galapagos exhibit are probably the best fake cactuses I've ever seen, because they do definitely look real. And they have like bites taken out. They have fake bites taken out of all the cactuses and stuff for you to see. But we filmed it. We talked about it there. So check that out. Check the video out on Patreon. It'll be up the next day or so. Our friend Danielle said Fort Worth. Fort Worth is she's closer to Dallas, but always makes a trip to Fort Worth instead. My favorite species is the green mamba, but I like the lychee exhibit best. She wishes the mamba had more space. So Fort Worth has MOAB, which stands for Museum of, or no, MOLA, Museum of Living Art. Mola.
Mhm.
Moab is out west. Museum of Living Art. That building at Fort Worth, their reptile building is amazing, especially because like their little food court there, you sit there next to this giant glass wall, which is a crocodile exhibit. Like there's a crocodile on the other side with little fish swimming around. And if you get a chance and you're in the Dallas area and you had to choose Fort Worth over Dallas Zoo, 100%. Another great one that's in Dallas is the World Aquarium there. That aquarium is amazing. They have huge Orinoco crocodiles. That's cool one too. Nakia said, does Croc Encounter count? 100% Crocodile Encounter counts. But she said, does Crocodile Encounter count? If not, the Audubon Zoo in New Orleans, haven't been in over 10 years, but I remember loving it. Audubon's fine. They're just really high on themselves. And the reptile house is so far away from the entrance.
They don't have the salary on here on any of their jobs.
Did you message her, Katie? Oh, okay. I'll go work for them if they can pay me.
Well, it's hourly.
Ooh.
Around.
Anyways, so yes, Crocodile Encounter though, Nakia, I would say counts. And again, if anybody's, we're gonna do a video at Crocodile Encounter that will go up on Patreon as well, but we'll show you all around there. I mean, he's at Komodo Dragons. I mean, it's cool there, I guess, but there's a Chinese alligator at my house, so I can just go hang out with the Chinese alligator at my house. But you can't feed the goats. You cannot feed the goats to the crocodiles. I've asked. You can't do that. They frown on that. So Katie, who said she really wanted to do that, which I think is messed up, Katie, you cannot feed goats to the crocodiles there.
Thought it'd be funny.
Every time I see the goats at Crocodile Encounter, my first thought is the scene from Jurassic Park, which is the goat tied up to the middle of the yard. But Norm, Vancouver Aquarium, the reptile exhibit, and the gift shop has ketchup chips, which is enough to not go to the Vancouver. There's two reasons not to go to the Vancouver Aquarium. One, it's in Vancouver. Two, they have ketchup chips. I'm out. That's a dumb thing to have in all of Canada. That's the reason I'm not going to Canada is ketchup chips. D&T Retic said the Bronx Zoo, and he said the whole shit. I'd like to go to the Bronx Zoo just because of the history of the Bronx Zoo. I'd like to go there.
I loved the grizzly bear exhibit at the Central Park Zoo exhibit.
That's not the Bronx Zoo.
No, but the Central Park Zoo is tiny. Don't sleep on it. It is
I'm sure there's a bunch of homeless people that try to.
Phenomenal facility. Like, I would go back again. It was great. I mean, it took us 2 hours.
For the bird section, James.
It took us 2 hours to see the whole thing.
Yep, guys, these are birds. Look at them birds.
It was so fun.
They're kind of like reptiles. So do I qualify?
No.
They're also hiring a supervisor for Wildlife Connections, whatever that is.
That's probably education.
It may this zoo travels a lot.
But I'm betting you that the max pay for a supervisor there is probably 55,000, maybe. Anyways, Nathaniel posted, would probably be my favorite that I visited, and he posted pictures. It's Reptile Gardens, which I've always wanted to go to Reptile Gardens. That's up in it's one of the Dakotas. I can't remember which one. South? Let's say south. It's probably north. I'm gonna say south.
Rapid City, South Dakota.
That sounds fun.
South Dakota.
I swear, I feel like I'm the Jamie of this podcast. If you listen to Joe Rogan, he's the one who looks everything up as they're talking about it. I feel like that's me.
There's a million pictures here on this thing they sent. This place looks awesome. I've always wanted to go out there. It's a reptile zoo, so I have to go to Reptile Gardens. If I need to go there, I need to go see like Rushmore and all that. And then our buddy Drew Scholes from the Learning Zoo said the Brevard Zoo in Florida is a nice one. They have some really great mixed species herp exhibits, eastern diamondbacks and box turtles, indigos and gopher tortoises, indoor-outdoor exhibits with access to unfiltered sunlight. So that'd be cool to see. That's one of those Florida zoos I have not been to. So, Katie, you said that it's a zoo you would definitely go back to. I'm trying to think if there's a zoo that I've been to that I would not go back to. There is one. There's one zoo I think I've been to my entire life that I would not go back to. Lafayette. I think there's probably two. Lafayette, and then if it's still open, Monroe. Those two zoos.
I've never been to that one, I don't think.
I only went there once with
you went with
Les.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a rough zoo too. They don't put money into it. And so it's just an old city owned zoo by a poor city. But Lafayette, that's a shit zoo anyways. Barely a zoo. But most zoos I'd probably go back to. All right, Robert. What is your favorite zoo and favorite exhibit at the zoo?
Oh, the San Diego Zoo for sure.
That's what I figured.
But it's been 20 years since I've been there. I mean, I used to literally go there every day because I worked at the Aerospace Museum that's in Balboa Park next door to the zoo. And the zoo had this awesome little sandwich shop that made these really good Cuban sandwiches. So I would walk over to the zoo on my lunch break, it was like 10 minutes, and you could get in for free if you were an employee of any of the museums and get a sandwich. And then I would go sit in front of the either the hippos or the chimps and eat my lunch. And, it'd be summertime and it'd be 75 degrees in San Diego. And then go back to work, usually late from lunch. But
I have a hard time picking a favorite zoo.
I like the Chattanooga Aquarium.
The aquarium? The Chattanooga Aquarium is a great one. It's a 2-building aquarium.
I love
a freshwater building and a saltwater building. The freshwater is great. You go all the way, so at both of them, you start at the top and work your way down the aquarium. The freshwater one has a lot of obviously rainforest stuff. The very top also has a butterfly garden. That is a really nice aquarium. As aquariums go, it's probably, I'd say probably the best one I've been to. I'd really like to go to the Shed in Chicago at some point. That's a big one. Baltimore Aquarium was pretty good. I remember that one being decent. We went to that one. But yeah, Chattanooga. The Chattanooga Zoo is a funny little zoo. They have chimps. I'm trying to think of what else. I've been to a lot of zoos. Reptilandia is right now at the top of my list.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's hard to it's not a zoo in the sense of I'm going to go walk around a zoo. It's 2 buildings attached on a fairly small piece of land. But what they've done in that area,
yeah,
to me, outdoes most zoos.
Hey, the San Diego Zoo has a Chinese alligator. Do you know who else has a Chinese alligator?
I think I've heard before. I think there's one downstairs in my kitchen. I do. So, Nakia, I do want to go to the Atlantic Aquarium. The Atlantic Aquarium has whale sharks, and I want to see. So when we worked at the zoo in Louisiana, we used to have teenage volunteers, and several of our teenage volunteers went on to do animal-related stuff, and one of them actually went on to work for a little time. I don't know if she still does or what happened, but she worked at the Atlanta Aquarium, and she got to go swim with the whale sharks. Erica, I think was her name, right, Katie?
Mm-hmm.
Another one of our teenage volunteers also got to be a vet tech for Mike the tiger, or a vet who was in vet school.
I was going to say, who then went on to become an exotic vet and worked at the Atlanta Zoo, and is currently in Denver. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, he's become a zoo veterinarian, and that's what he does now for a living. He didn't start out as vet tech.
We had a lot of shitty teenage volunteers, but there were a handful that were good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to go to Atlanta. They have whale sharks. I just can't. I mean, whale sharks in an aquarium. That's insane to me.
So the San Diego Zoo's Galapagos exhibit, they're Galapagos tortoises.
Yeah.
They've had 3 of them since the zoo opened in 1928.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
They've got to be massive.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever been to the Atlanta Zoo, actually.
It's been a long time since I've been.
But I've been to almost every zoo in the Southeast. I mean, pretty close. Growing up in Mississippi and Alabama.
Nashville has a great zoo.
Oh, they have pygmy hippos now.
I love pygmy hippos.
Nashville's a good one.
I don't know whatever happened to our pygmy hippo. May have died. I don't know. We had one.
Memphis.
Memphis is the Bears. Nashville. I know Nashville. I love Nashville's Reptile House because I interviewed there and got down to being one of the last 2 options. And
yeah, they went with
I was
the
number
other guy.
2. That was one of the most heartbreaking phone calls I ever got. I remember that because that day they were going to decide. My dad was in town, and we're like, let's go play golf. And so we went and played golf, and I spent the entire time just my brain running. I hope I get this. And then I got a phone call, and they didn't give it to me. That sucked. But I did get a free tour of the reptile building, so that was cool. But I would love to work there. Again, I can't afford to be a zookeeper. Kids always why don't you go be a zookeeper? Because it pays way less.
She hasn't messaged me back, but I did Google the salary and
42.
It's
36.
The Google gives you a huge range.
Yeah, but the few sites that I found, the last
36, 38
acknowledged, it was 39.
Yeah.
39 to 40.
That's what happens when it's not a necessary job, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't pay well. If I won the lottery though,
So that would be like a almost $3,000 pay cut a month for our household.
Oh, we could do that. That's nothing. $3,000. No problem. You say that,
Robert, we're going to get a house and you're going to come live with us and we're all just going to split bills. We'll have our own little compound.
What the fuck we waiting on?
I'm all for it. Look, we get this house
That's
sold.
about where I'm thinking we're going to have to be to
we
get
get
anything
once
with land.
Once we get this house sold in Louisiana, that is not outside the realm of possibilities.
San Diego Zoo has live webcams on almost every enclosure. I just discovered this.
They have we have theirs. My zoology Google Classroom. We have a bunch of theirs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. They have like
an
orangutan. It's set up to track the motion, so it follows them around wherever they go.
Now Robert's down a wormhole of zoo webcams.
Dude, I miss San Diego. It's an awesome place.
I'm ready for Carpet Fest. I'm ready to go back to Reptilandia. You okay?
I have the hiccups.
Well, stop. Don't do that. What was that?
It just came out of nowhere and they give me chest pains.
Okay. Let me pull up our. Can you stop it over there? My God. I'm gonna pull up our Facebook page, our group. As Katie dies over in the corner. So let's see. We got this. This is an awesome little gecko. Our buddy Huff over at Huff's Herps. This little solid black. I'm assuming it's a fat tail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, African fat tail. Yeah, just knowing Huff because I know he's got a few of both. But
so I had questions about this, and I was asking him if like what their hopes are with the project, and he said he's hoping that it will stay that dark. That's the goal with this particular project line, because
gotcha.
You know, sometimes animals will start off really dark, but then as they grow older, they're not as dark, or vice versa. But the plan with this one is to say solid black.
Nakia said she'd work anywhere with animals as long as it meant I was out of the house during the day. You get older and you realize you also want to be able to pay rent, because that's where I'm at. We had fire skinks on last week. There's a picture of a really cool fire skink. This is really pretty. Reptile Report posted this. Nathan shared it. Diamond python. Diamond pythons are just pretty in general.
Yeah,
it's like Australia's version of the speckled king snake. It's a python speckled king snake. Some more fire skinks. And then there's us at the zoo. My daughter took a lot of photos. We share some of her pictures. Actually, like, I'm not surprised. She's been pretty good. But it's just some really good pictures of it.
Yes, she did.
And then this one listener said that they just found this group. They've been listening to the podcast for a year. And they just found the group. Glad to find us.
We should probably talk about the group more on the show.
Join our Facebook discussion group. So we have the Facebook page you can follow, which we definitely suggest. We also have a discussion group, which gets kind of busy there. Also join our Discord. The link is posted over on our...
James made me join.
I did. It's over on our...
I haven't actually opened it since you added me, though.
Join our Discord. And then Max posted some pictures of the whole thing about why you should keep cats inside. You should keep cats inside because they suck. Here's a video of kids messing with a turtle and then one shoving their finger in its mouth like...
And it bites the shit out of them.
Please, if you have kids, and if you're stupid, let someone else teach them things. Because, Jesus Christ, this kid, it literally just shoved his finger in this turtle's mouth. I don't know what he thought the outcome was going to be. And no one stopped him. Like, it just, no one said, hey, stop. Right in the turtle's mouth. Fucking idiot. I haven't watched this one, but it's someone in Australia with crocodiles. A bunch of other stuff. I haven't watched that one yet. But yeah, not much happened over on our group this week. So go join our group. Add some stuff. I don't have much else this week. I need to separate out baby Samboas. Get them eating.
Jesus.
Kay's over there dying.
Oh, God.
Timothy said that was a valuable teaching moment. Yeah, they should have stopped him before the whole getting bit part. Are you dying?
Yes. Hiccups are the devil. So our daughter, did she tell you?
You talk about the devil and he's our daughter. Jesus.
Did she tell you about talking to someone at the zoo on Sunday.
He did. There was
Um,
some people inside the reptile house.
She was taking pictures and they were talking about one of the animals incorrectly. So she very politely corrected them. And then they started asking her all these questions and she knew all the answers. One girl was from the Czech Republic. It was her first time ever at the zoo, I think. I feel bad. I don't remember a lot of the details.
I blank out on most of the stuff when my daughter starts talking. No, but I do remember that. She told us that we were coming out of the reptile house.
Mhm.
She talked to him about that.
But she was very proud of herself. She was like, I talked to 2 new people today.
That's cool.
Sorry.
But so yeah, that's all I really got. Houston Zoo is where we went this weekend. Again, this past weekend. This coming up weekend we'll be in Iowa Colony, which for anybody, it's like 30 minutes south of Houston. It's basically Houston. But we'll be at that. I think I'm going to be set up with why did my brains go blank on Michael Price. I think that's what Megan told me. She's gonna have me set up with Michael Price. He may be by himself. We had Michael Price on before. If you want to go check out the Reptile Gumbo podcast.com, you can find Michael Price's interview. We need to go visit his place, which is what, like an hour and a half from here?
Yeah, it's super close.
Yeah, we need to go visit that place too. But we'll be doing that. It's gonna be a great event. It's gonna be a great educational event. I'm gonna take I don't know if y'all know this, a Chinese alligator. I'm taking a Chinese alligator with me. So
Chris is going to have it set up. He's going to be there too, right?
I don't think so.
No?
I thought Croc Encounter was going to be there.
Or are they?
I thought.
I
don't
thought
know.
so.
Is there a list? I have no idea.
Hold on, I can look.
I know there will be a Chinese alligator there. I need to make a sign. I need to make an informational thing for that and for the pine snake. I'm going to take my Louisiana pine snake as well. I'm taking 2 endangered species. That's kind of my goal here. Take 2 endangered species. Nakia coming out. You'll be able to see Quali. Not Quali. That is wow. That is the wrong Chinese alligator. Fucking
You just had a little stroke.
Quali was our Chinese
Quali was
alligator
our Chinese alligator
when I worked at the zoo. Oh, KP, tongue pal. My God. Quality's name just rolls off the tongue.
It does.
And he was a cool alligator. But yeah, so that'll be there. There'll be the Learning Zoo will have their tortoises there. You can come feed tortoises. Robert will be there. You can feed Robert if you want. He takes food.
Lots of food trucks.
Nakia is going to be volunteering. That's cool, Nakia. You'll get to meet Katie.
Did you get a shirt? If you get a shirt, I'm fixing to go design those.
I'll say Katie's going to be making shirts.
Done that yet?
So come on out and see us just south of Houston this weekend at World Conservation Day. We'll repost it over on our Facebook. Wildlife Conservation. You know what I meant? It was Reptile Day, which is such a easier name to remember. And then we got to get the rest of the fucking world involved. Reptile Day. I'm going to call it Reptile Day. Fuck it. Come to Reptile Day. I'll have reptiles, and that's the only thing I'm worried about there. There's also crafts, and there's food trucks.
It's really going to be just a all-around great day. The weather is supposed to be fantastic.
Yes.
Which is good because it's been kind of hot
and
the last couple of years.
Jessica Lee Anderson's going to be there with books.
Oh, yeah. Jessica Lee Anderson there with all
I
of her
can't
books.
freaking wait to see her.
Jessica Lee Anderson's awesome. We've had her on here before.
I think her daughter's bringing her. She made bracelets or necklaces or earrings. She made jewelry.
You could have just said
I don't
jewelry,
remember what kind of jewelry she made, but it was super cute.
And then, like I said, in 2 weeks, we'll be at Texas Carpet Fest. If anybody can make it to Texas Carpet Fest, you should definitely come there.
Cool.
What?
Nakia will be there volunteering. I haven't met Nakia yet. I know you guys have.
I have. Katie was sick and wasn't there yet. She was at Conroe. But yeah, come out to Texas Carpet Fest in 2 weeks. Can't wait for that one. That's going to be, I think we're going on Friday. We're going to leave here on Friday.
I got to figure out what our kid's doing.
Yeah, we got to figure that out with our kid. And then we're going to be there all day Saturday, which I'm super excited. We can hang out all day at Reptilandia, and then maybe go eat some burgers at that burger place that was pretty good down the road. So
Nakia's coming to Carpet Fest too.
Good.
We're fixing to just be great friends with her.
I'm looking forward to seeing Joe and Brittany and their crew because I haven't seen them in a while. And yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend. It'll be my first weekend away from Sheldon since I got him. The longest I've been away from him is 12 and a half hours when we went to Louisiana a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
and this will be your first like reptile event type thing in a while.
About a year.
Yeah, getting to hang out with reptile people.
Yeah.
Because they're all so normal.
Right.
But one of our favorite people in the world will be there. Michael Pinnell will be there.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
I know I talked shit about him the last time, so I want to make sure everybody knows that I like Michael Pennell.
He's one of your all-time favorite people.
I do love Michael Pennell. He's awesome.
And in fact, there was an incident at a show one time with some very stupid people in the lobby one day. And when you left, instead of becoming violent,
Oh, I
You
almost
went-
killed somebody.
you went straight to Pennell's table.
I did.
And when I turned the corner, all the vendors that were right there were just like, oh, I've never seen him even raise his voice. And I'm like, it's okay. Just tell me where he went. And they're like, he's
There's a
with Pennell. I'm like, oh, it's totally
a
fine.
dumbass customer at that show was losing it for a joke that was said. Anyways,
Well, and he was coming at me and two other people that had been working the register up front.
yeah.
It was just a bad situation. It
I
was,
wa-
oh, wow.
I
All
walked.
because
walked back.
Sean was going to kick kids in the head.
Yeah. Because he was going to drop kick a kid.
Because Uncle Sean was going to drop the kids in the head.
But yeah, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. But yeah, no, as soon as they were like, he's with Pennell, I'm like, okay, Pennell has him. I don't have to worry about calming him down. He's fine.
Yeah, he walked right by me because I was the very first. I was A1.
Yeah.
So if he would have stopped at me, he'd have been still been up right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
out of there.
I said, "What's going on, James?" And he goes, "I got to go before I fucking kill somebody." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
Nikia, if none of your friends like reptiles, you need new friends.
That's
Maybe
what she's
they-
trying to make.
Maybe they have other things in common, James. You can like things besides just reptiles.
I disagree.
God bless America.
Robert needs to take me hunting at some point. I got to get that done. We got to go hunting. Because I've never been hunting.
If you had gotten your hunting license and I could have applied for those hunts with you, you'd be going hunting with me in December.
I need to get my hunting license.
But you never got it in time when I kept telling you to. And
I need to get my hunting license. I need to get my hunting
Why are
license.
you telling me? You're
so I
a
can go to
grown ass adult. Do it yourself.
I married you, so you do all the stuff for me. Duh.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I
I
Let's say,
also
Katie,
enable you.
you created this monster, Katie.
I was just about to say, I also enable him and I do it. all
love when she
for
gets
him.
so upset when I'm like, we need to do this. Can you do this? Why don't you do it? Bitch, you're the one that does everything.
Yeah, I am. Don't you call me that.
Throw stuff at you. I can't suck on my thumb. I can't.
What are you trying to throw?
There. It's a
What is that?
little Velcro
Oh.
thing.
See what I put up with, y'all?
I love how folks
Whatever.
think that. They're like, I don't know how your wife puts up with you. I'm like,
So
really?
much easier than he puts up with me.
Really? I am the easy one to live with.
I wonder how Robert puts up with me some days. Oh, damn.
A lot better than what I used to put up with.
Oh, God.
That is true. Like he says, we're picking up our antlers while we're out by Fredericksburg too. Like what?
Probably a mount.
That's cool.
I want to go shoot something.
There's fun stuff to do near Fredericksburg.
I want to go shoot something. Nikki says, the problem with getting
He
into
doesn't want to
hunting.
eat any of this. Let's just
No,
be
that's
real.
not true.
So you'll fish and you won't eat those.
I don't like fish.
I'm the same way. I don't eat fish, but I eat lots of venison. I had venison steaks for dinner tonight.
You give me some deer tenderloin, and I'll tear that shit up. I'd love to get into hunting. The problem why I've never gotten into hunting is that it's an expensive and hard hobby to get into if you don't have somewhere to hunt. Like fishing is an easy one. If I see a ditch on the side of the road, I can go fish in that ditch, no problem. But hunting, you've got to have
See,
somewhere.
my dad was part of a club that had
Yeah.
a lease.
So you have to have somewhere to go hunt.
I'm
Mhm.
going to get on another lease next year for sure. I just got lucky and got drawn on one of the lottery hunts this year, and hopefully I can get 3 does like they're saying, because that'll keep me in venison all year.
Nikki, I agree that I said reptile that it's an expensive hobby, and reptiles are reptiles are expensive, which is why I can't afford another expensive hobby.
Yeah.
I don't even own. I mean, I own 2 guns, and none of them. I mean, one definitely could shoot a deer, but I mean, it would be like me shooting a deer in 1942.
I was just about to say you cannot shoot a deer with that
I have
gun.
one of
Oh, I
like
100
probably 15 you can use. So
I 100% could shoot a deer with that gun, and I bet I'd hit it too. I'm pretty fucking accurate with that gun.
You are.
and I
I will
also
say
have
this.
all of one of our friends' guns right now because he can't have them. So and I can use them as well.
It's funny.
I'm not gonna lie. I do want to shoot a pig with my Mosin Nagant rifle, World War II rifle.
That'd be
I just
cool.
think it would be awesome to wipe out a pig with a gun and bullets. And that ammo is also like stored from World War II.
Right.
I mentioned World War II. We were talking about something in class today, and I mentioned that, and I had several of my, and this was my my gifted class, and they just kind of looked at me and they were like, "What?" I was like, so I started like throwing out like trigger words like the Nazis and like
What's a
Diary
Nazi?
Van Frank, like all these different things.
What's an Anne Frank?
And only like 2 of them had light bulbs go off. So I'm like, all right, so I'm fixing to be teaching y'all
All right,
this.
So you're upset about that. I had my second kid of the year ask me where peanuts come from.
Peanuts?
Yeah.
It's a fucking plant.
Oh, yeah,
They
I
come
know
from
that.
peanuts.
I know that.
And they're not a
But
nut.
This kid was
They're
like,
not, they're
where
legume.
do peanuts come from? I was like, I just stared at him. He's like, is it a plant? Yeah. He's like, so like, there's like a peanut plant? Yeah.
How did they make it through elementary school and not learn about
And they're
Booker T.
made with whale
Washington?
sperm.
Yeah, well, the other kid earlier this year didn't understand that the crunchy thing in crunchy peanut butter was peanuts.
What?
No.
Yeah, and he's a senior.
What did he think it was? Rice Krispies?
Well, he didn't know where peanuts came from.
You
Oh my God,
literally
yes.
start learning
Yeah.
about Booker T. Washington.
I don't know if
peanuts.
I don't know if they learn about that anymore.
Well, I teach my kids about him in February.
But yeah, that's 2 kids this year that did not. These are high guys. These are not first graders. These are high school kids who did not know. And the thing is, when a kid asks a stupid fucking question like that, there's 4 or 5 others in the class who had the same fucking dumbass thought, but once they hear me react, they're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna say shit," because they're also stupid. Peanuts.
Are these
like
Hey, I need you to
They're not
emphasize.
special kids?
I need you to emphasize all the letters in that word.
Penis.
Because that's kind of what it sounds.
They didn't know where penis came from. Peanuts.
Nuts.
Peanuts. Stop that shit.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, peanuts, in case anybody's wondering, peanuts, not penis. Peanuts are not a nut. They're a legume, like a bean. And they grow underground.
They do.
I went
Not
to
everybody grew up in the peanut capital.
I have the National Peanut Festival in Dothan, Alabama.
My grandfather did not call them peanuts. He called them goobers.
Oh yeah.
I was waiting for something super. I was waiting for something super racist.
I didn't know
actually.
what.
I was like, no.
Wasn't like a Brazil nut, buddy.
When people in the South say, my grandparents used to say, I'm like, oh no, we gotta be careful.
Nope. Yeah. Oh no, my grandpa said lots of shit. I promise you, but yeah.
Oh. You know what we haven't done in a while? A
Stupid
giveaway.
people of the internet.
We have not done.
No.
We've got to bring back stupid people of the internet.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I could go for that today.
I need to do that.
Find me 2, Robert. Go.
You got it.
Well, I was like,
we have a group where we share all the stupid people, so I'm just gonna go there.
This past weekend, I had someone in a talk of group try to basically talk about how science was belief. So I'm like, nope, it's fact. And then, of course, everyone else has to jump in about, well, what about theories? They're just guesses. I'm like, that's not what a fucking theory is. You and the rest of the non-scientific world use that word incorrectly. Theories are backed by facts. The theory of gravity is real. If I drop shit, it falls. And the theory of gravity explains why it falls. I love people like, what about the theory of evolution? Evolution's fucking real. We see it all the time. There's a reason you have to get new flu shots. Sorry, okay, I'm getting on a soapbox. I
bring it down.
I did see a good hurt joke in that group, in our group, James.
What?
So if I had 2 Thamnophis, is that how you say it?
Thamnophis, yeah.
Thamnophis elegans, would that be considered an extraterrestrial? But
don't you have a button for that?
I do. Can't get to it fast enough. Oh God. I do need to start keeping those queued up just so I can use them.
John Grant did a Dobby.
Yeah. Brent.
Yeah, I love it.
You gotta give it a sock.
He's gonna bring it to work tomorrow.
He doesn't need a sock.
I'm scrolling through the group trying to find the extra dumb ones.
I like turtles. I like turtles.
Yep.
I keep forgetting I have the buttons and I never use them. I need to reorganize them, really.
There you go. I'll add it to the list of 40 other bajillion things that we need to do.
Oh, crap, what do I do? And the winner is no one. Sorry, I'm just.
Oh, Here was a guy that tried to tell me that the venom sacs on the baby snakes don't develop until the summer. What was that? A fart? Like a wet fart? Yeah.
A fart.
Sheldon was
a fart
asleep over
noise.
there. He just popped up like, what the hell?
A fart noise is never not funny unless you fart and it's not a fart.
Dude, I have a Facebook or a Facebook Reels thing that I follow that is nothing but people that's like little kids farting and then laughing about it and saying funny shit.
So that's my favorite part about being a fourth grade teacher is these kids will start to cough and then fart at the same time because they can't control it.
Oh, here's one.
Try to pretend like they didn't do it. It's the funniest thing.
Sorry.
The Carl Anderson guy that does like educational shows and takes these venomoid gaboons.
Oh, is it the fucker with the gaboon viper?
Kids hold them. Yeah.
Yeah, the kid's holding a gaboon viper.
Yeah. Holding the head, and like the snake is turned around, like smelling the kid's arm. Like, you realize that gaboon viper's fang would still fuck that kid up.
Wrong.
Something about this guy.
Wrong. You're wrong. Wrong.
Jeez.
Stupid people. You know what? What should happen to stupid people is
fatality.
It does eventually.
Oh wait.
Here you go.
Here. Oh, no fun. This is a great one too. For anybody that grew up with their grandmother in the 90s, you probably watched Price is Right.
Oh, I watch it as an adult now.
I haven't watched
Joe
it.
asked me the other day. I was like, "Oh, The Price is Right is on," and she's like, "What is that?" I'm like,
The
"It's
price
a game
is
show."
wrong, Bob.
I was like, "Where people get super excited about laundry."
They are currently filming part 2 of that, by the way.
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
All right, I think we have devolved into James playing with his buttons.
Sorry. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here. Next week we're not here. Next week, we're taking the week off. I'm gonna release our interviews from Conroe, which I honestly don't remember. I know they were good. I remember thinking these
It
are
was
good.
just like Hayden the whole time, wasn't it?
Y'all had like a crazy long.
We had 2 and they were long. I think.
Yeah.
It was Hayden. And who do we have on?
I was not there.
I know we had Noah Bounds on, so we talked about art. Oh, and then his
Girl Scout stuff.
His wife. We saw. Okay, this is a teaser for that one. We saw someone wearing this psychedelic turtle shirt, and we're talking about what it looked like, and she said it looks like one of those Anne Frank drawings. And I knew, so no one else heard that, and we kept going on. I was like, no, stop. You said what? And she meant Lisa Frank, if you remember the 90s with the psychedelic
cousin
folders and pencils and stuff. She meant Lisa Frank, but she said Anne Frank, and I almost lost it.
My gosh.
It's famous Anne Frank drawings of psychedelic turtles. I think maybe psychedelic frogs is what it was. But
I like this background much better than what I'm actually sitting in. I'm just going to use this one from now on.
Robert, I'm going to come hang out at your house. That looks great.
We can play the piano and start a fire. That person has 2 couches. I have 1.
No, we didn't want person.
I
That's
want
your
to get
house.
rid of the couch that we have.
Yes, but we still need a couch, and they cost money.
Sucks.
And if you're not careful, you can put a hole in a wall.
Yes, you can.
They will put holes in walls just all by themselves. It's crazy how that shit happens. Hey, Nathan. Nathan just got here. Well, so we missed you, Nathan. Nathan, maybe Nathan can come through on our Reptile Gumbo podcast day at the zoo. And Nathan can come.
If he's driving through.
Yeah, and then we can get Sajak here, Nakia. We'll try and get a whole bunch of folks to come through.
Yeah.
Some of our we'll get Joe and Brittany to come out there. Some of our guests and our friends.
That'd be cool.
The Grants, minus their whole herd, because that's a lot of herd running around the zoo.
Of course, their little boy yesterday.
I feel so worthless. I feel it's one of those situations where, like, I know
I
the
didn't tell
parents.
you.
Wait, pause.
Yeah.
Should we be talking about this live?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay.
Because it's funny.
I mean, 'cause it's not us. It's also very funny.
Yeah.
So Henry came, our buddy John Grant, who've had John on here before, John and Callie came home with a bag of food. And Callie emailed or texted the teacher and said, hey, why does our kid have a bag of food? And because the kid told the teacher that he was hungry and mama doesn't have food at the house.
No.
And so they sent home a bag of food, which, by the way, they do have food at the house. They don't not feed their children.
So they asked Henry last night. He was like, well, you just don't have the snacks that I want. So
Oh my God.
Y'all, she
this
took the bag of food.
happens.
She took the bag of food back to school.
This is what happens all the time with kindergarten and pre-K kids.
yeah.
Like they will tell their side of things.
Oh yeah.
And it is like you see these little funny pictures online where it's like, like for example, there's a drawing. I'm gonna have to find it now and share it. But there's a drawing and it looks like this woman is a stripper because people are throwing her money.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
But it was really like her birthday and she was standing up and people were giving her money for her birthday. But the picture that her son drew made it look like she was a stripper.
Yeah.
And like the mom's like, I'm a cop. Like absolutely the farthest thing from what this
felt so
movie
bad for, because now like you got to imagine when they have to go like parent teacher nights or whatever, and people are going to look like, I wonder if they really do feed their kids.
Oh my gosh.
You're like, oh, I didn't know your mom's name was Cinnamon. Sparkles.
Oh gosh.
Why do you come to school every day with glitter on you? Anyways, what Robert's over there playing with toys.
Well, what we didn't tell him was before we started, I held up the Frankenstein to show y'all, and then I had my green screen on, so he just disappears.
That's another one. It's the snow shovel.
But now
there was a.
But now he doesn't
was
disappear. Now that you do have green screen on, he doesn't disappear.
Yes, there's one. Nathan Holcomb. That's the one that I was thinking of.
Wait,
too.
what?
Nathan Holcomb. There's a picture where the mom worked at Home Depot and there had been a blizzard and she had the last snow shovel and people were throwing money at her because she had the last snow shovel.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But that was another one where the mom looked like a stripper. That one was funny too.
Fucking kids.
Yeah.
Oh, kids suck. Anyways.
And just for the record, they tell their teachers everything, things we don't want to know, and try to stop them in elementary school. I don't need to know. I don't need to know about grandma losing her teeth. I don't need to know these things, but they feel the need to share and we listen.
Robert's doing stand up now.
Mhm.
What's the deal with airplane food? It's the beginning of Seinfeld behind him right there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah. Anyways, next week we won't be here. 2 weeks from now, we'll have somebody on. I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe we'll meet somebody at Carpet Fest and we'll be like, hey, you want to come on? Let's have a network at Carpet Fest. We'll just find people to have on from Carpet Fest. But come out there, see us. Come out this weekend if you're in the area. Nikki will be there. Come out to Wildlife Conservation Day, aka Reptile Day, and you can see a Chinese alligator. You may or may not be able to touch it. I don't know yet. I'm very protective about people touching my shit because people are gross, and people are always like, oh, "Does it bite? Is that why you don't want?" No, I don't trust y'all. I don't trust humans around my animals. The animals I'm fine with. Like when I take snakes to school, I don't let kids touch them. I'm like, no, I don't trust any of y'all. It's kept me safe for years to not trust teenagers. Like, I don't even trust the ones that are the good kids. I'm not doing it. The moment I trust you and you fuck up. Wait, hold on. I've got one for that. Oh, shit. Where is it? No. Hold on. Everybody talk amongst yourselves. Where is it? God damn, I can't find it. I had a button for that one, and now it's gone. I blame Katie.
Why me?
Oh, well, I'll just... Oh.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
That one. Anyways, I think I'm gonna go have corn dogs. What? Do you have other dinner plans?
No, I don't actually, and that means I don't have to do anything. So I'm down for it.
Do you want to make me corn dogs?
Not really.
But Katie, that was part of this marriage.
Rephrase that sentence, I will smack my flip flop off your forehead.
You don't know what I was gonna say.
You were gonna say, "Bitch, make me corn dogs."
Well, now that you
And
said it,
twice tonight that you've called me that word, and I do not appreciate it.
if the apron fits.
You can no, sir. So how did we word that sentence? If you want me to make you corn dogs,
Bitch, please make me some corn dogs.
no, sir. That's 3 times.
I wouldn't know what to do if I had a wife that actually made me food.
Struck out.
Mine doesn't. Apparently, I'm making my own corn dogs.
No. You just have to phrase it correctly.
Hey,
Will you make
Look,
me corn
Nakia.
dog?
Nakia hooked you up down there. She told you what to say.
That would work too.
bitch, can you make me corn dogs?
What's wrong with you tonight?
I said it 4 times. And so if a negative times a negative times a negative times a negative, that's a positive.
I'm gonna hit you with my
I learned math. 4 negatives make a positive. So 2
No.
negatives.
No, you can make your own corn dogs. I'm gonna go take a shower.
I give you those corn dogs in the oven. Before you take that shower.
Go to bed. I was asleep by 9 o'clock last night.
Why are you yelling? Get up to the
I'm
microphone.
stretching.
Then don't talk. Wait till.
I was asleep by 9 o'clock.
Anyways, we thought about
last
doing
night.
we got to do a giveaway. Any
I've
ideas
got
for?
where's Lego? There's a puzzle.
I want to give away that Lego to somebody. We got to think of what we want to do as our giveaway. We'll think of it.
Tell me the coolest thing you have.
I could give away a Deadpool.
Well, that's true. We can give away.
That's fun.
That's a fun one too.
Maybe not. That's a lot of
Bitch,
work.
can you make me corn dogs,
Now
please?
you got
See?
her calling me bitch. This is unacceptable.
She said, please.
I'm not here. I do not appreciate
She
all this.
said, please. I said with all due
Throwing it,
respect.
please.
Yeah, it's in the Geneva Convention.
You can't just say whatever you want to.
Respectfully. That's my favorite
Say
part.
with all due respect.
Respectfully.
Mm.
What is it? With all due respect, that's where.
Bless your
what is-
heart.
No. What is the line? Something about, oh, fuck. It's
With all
from
due
Talladega.
respect, that ain't worth a velvet painting of a whale and a dolphin getting it
Get it
on.
on.
Yep.
Oh, I got to go watch that movie again.
You know what I
Yep.
want to watch? Rat Race.
It's
I
a
have
race.
not watched that movie in so long.
That is such a horrible movie that I love it.
Anything
You know
with
what?
Rowan Atkinson is going to be automatically
So
good.
great.
I just love It's a Race. You know what I watched the other day on YouTube for free because it's the only
What's
place
that?
you can watch it? Dogma.
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube. Actually, a friend of ours who has hooked me up with a way to watch lots of movies.
Ah.
It's on there. You can stream it on there. It's the
Kinda-
first thing I watched when I got access to that.
Well, because I watched a thing of Kevin Smith talking about like his greatest movies and all, and then I was like, ooh, I need to go watch that movie.
Yeah. I mean, Dogma is probably my favorite Kevin Smith movie because it makes fun of Catholics.
Yeah.
And I was
Great.
Catholic and hated
Fucking
it.
Catholics.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, that
By
one.
the way,
and
people may listen, Katie's a Catholic. That's why.
Yeah. I think it's great though.
I technically am too. They put the water on my head without my consent as a baby as well.
He said in an interview that like Catholic priests and stuff have actually referenced that movie because they've referenced that movie to people, and like he said they've come up to us, yeah, we've used it in reference before. I was like, that's funny.
I bet they didn't use. I bet they didn't have a Cardinal Glick though. I mean, of all the people to get to play the Catholic Cardinal,
That was the best
George
part.
Well,
Carlin.
and he's in 3 Kevin Smith movies.
Mhm.
yeah,
He's in that. He's in Silent Bob Strike Back, and he's
Yep.
in one of the heartfelt like ones with is it Jennifer Gardner and not Matt Damon, the other one,
Jersey
Ben
Girl.
Affleck. Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
Ben Affleck's dad in that one.
Yep.
But I've never watched Kevin Smith serious movies. I just can't.
Clerks
I'm not doing
3 was, well, you went and saw it with me in the theaters. Clerks 3 was serious, but it was also funny.
Did I go see Clerks? I didn't go see Clerks 3.
I thought you went and saw it with me.
No.
No, must just been Rachel.
I did hear him in an interview talking about that they're doing another Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, he's got at least one more coming. Supposedly, I know you're not a Tarantino fan, but Tarantino is going to be announcing his last movie before long.
Really?
Yeah,
Uh
I'm hoping
He
it's
did-
Kill Bill 3.
Well, and Kevin Smith said in Clerks 3 where he kills off one of the main characters, he's talking to that guy, the actor, and he said, man, I'm really sad that I never get to play that character again. He goes, who says you can't?
Yeah,
And he's like, could do, Force Ghost. We could just do like Star Wars, and he can still talk to a dead guy.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, I'd forgotten that he was the kid in this movie.
who? What?
So it's October, so we listened to Halloween music in the car on the way to school, and Purple People Eater came on, and I was like, "That's what you need to watch, Joe. You need to watch the old Purple People Eater movie."
God, that movie's horrible. No, she
Neil
doesn't.
Patrick Harris was the little boy in that movie.
That is such a horrible
It's from
movie.
1988.
Yeah,
What
I
are you
know.
talking
It's a
about?
horrible
It is
movie.
a classic 80s sci-fi movie.
Classic is a stretch.
It's so great.
Colin
It's on
Malik,
Amazon Prime
right,
Video, by the way. We're
by-
totally
when you say
watching it.
classic in that sense, you just mean old, not
It's so
like,
bad.
good.
It's so bad. I love it.
All right, we're getting out of here. We said it before. Look out, we're gonna do a giveaway this month. It's October. We'll do a giveaway. We'll figure it out. We'll talk amongst ourselves, and then we'll figure it out. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks. For some of you, we'll see you this weekend, Nakia.
Yeah.
And then for some other people, we'll see you at Carpet Fest in 2 weekends. Cannot wait. I'm looking forward to like a mini vacation. That's kind of a mini vacation.
Nakia says she wants to watch it, but it never streams on anything. I guess we'll explain to her why, because Harvey Weinstein owns the rights to that movie, so none of the streaming platforms will touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you can only watch it on YouTube or
For free.
for free.
And Kevin Smith wants you to watch it for free.
Yeah, and it's there's no commercials on it either. So
yeah,
that is the only place you can watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Smith wants you to watch it for free so that Dickhead can't get any money.
Yep.
So everybody go watch Dogma. The cast of Dogma is fucking insane when you really look at it.
Matt Damon, Ben Affleck,
Chris Rock,
Chris Rock,
the voice of God.
Yeah, Jason Mewes was in Houston last Wednesday night.
Oh, was he really?
Yep, his amusing stories. He did it. It was at the Improv, but I already had plans that night, or I would have went by myself and seen that.
Oh, Alanis Morissette is God in that one.
Alanis Morissette is God.
That's a great one.
What's his name? Alan Rickman.
Yeah, the voice of God, Alan Rickman.
Yeah, plays the Metatron.
What's her name with the big boobs? Although she didn't have the big boobs at the time of Dogma.
Salma
Hayek. They're much larger now.
Oh.
She plays the Muse.
The Muse. Jason Lee.
Yeah. He's in every one of their movies.
Yeah. George Carlin.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, Alan Rickman is in there.
We already said that.
Oh, I missed that one.
Welcome to the party, Katie.
Yeah, sorry.
Speaking of Alan Rickman, and I'm talking about movies that are amazing, Galaxy Quest.
That is a fabulous one.
Love Galaxy Quest. Anyways, all right, everybody. See you next week. Robert, hang out for a second. Goodbye, everybody. Go check out VivTech.
We'll not see you next week. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Go check out VivTech and check out Herb's Reptile Shows and check out Cold Blooded Caffeine. Check out Lil's Shop of Horrors. Check out our Patreon. We're going to post a video on Patreon. Check that out. So, good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dun, 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 dun.